You choose your airplane seat based on practical considerations. Legroom, window views, quick boarding, proximity to the bathroom. You think you're making smart travel decisions based on comfort and convenience. But here's what they're not telling you. Your seat choice is being judged by every passenger who sees where you're sitting. Flight attendants, fellow travelers, even gate agents are making assumptions about your travel experience, income level, and personal choices based entirely on your seat location. Certain seats carry social stigmas that experienced travelers know to avoid, while other seats signal status and savvy that can improve how you're treated throughout your flight. And the worst part? You're probably choosing seats that make you look like a rookie traveler or someone who doesn't understand airline social hierarchies. The seat selection psychology is so sophisticated that passengers can predict your ticket price, travel frequency, and even your personality traits just by observing where you chose to sit. Stick around, because seat choice number 4 is something that 70% of first-time flyers choose thinking it's smart. But it actually signals to everyone on the plane that you don't know what you're doing. Let's jump in. Seat choice number 10, the last row window. See, you chose the window seat in the very last row. Perfect for watching the scenery, no one reclining into your space, and you get to board early with window seat priority. Seems like a smart choice for airplane novices. But everyone on that plane is secretly judging you for making the rookie mistake. According to former flight attendant Sarah Martinez, the last row window seat is what we call the first-timer special. Experienced travelers know it's the worst seat on the plane, but new flyers think they're getting a premium window experience. Here's what most people don't realize. The last row has no recline, maximum engine noise, longest bathroom lines, and get served last for everything. But the real judgment comes from the fact that anyone who flies regularly knows these seats are travel punishment, not travel perks. This next detail will shock you. A business consultant observed passenger reactions during boarding and noticed that 90% of experienced travelers look directly at last row passengers with expressions ranging from pity to amusement. It's like watching someone choose the broken shopping cart, one frequent flyer explained. You feel bad for them, but you also wonder why they didn't do basic research. Current airline industry analyst David Chen reveals, last row window seats are priced identically to better window seats, but passengers who choose them signal that they don't understand airline seating dynamics. Other passengers notice and make assumptions about their travel experience. But here's what creates the most judgment. Experienced travelers know that last row seats often get reassigned during overbooked situations, making it a double indicator of travel naivety. Former gate agent Lisa Park explains, when we need to move passengers for operational reasons, last row seats are the first ones we reassign because we know those passengers probably don't understand what they originally selected anyway. The last row window seat choice signals inexperience to everyone who understands airplane seating hierarchy. Choose window seats in the middle of the aircraft for views without the judgment that comes with selecting seats that experienced travelers know to avoid. Most first-time flyers have no idea that their smart window seat choice is actually broadcasting their travel inexperience to the entire cabin. Don't say we didn't warn you. Seat choice number 9, middle seats in 3-seat rows. You selected a middle seat between two strangers. Maybe it was the cheapest option or the only seat available when you booked late. You're trying to save money or work with limited flight options. But that middle seat choice is earning you pity looks from every passenger who passes your route. According to travel psychology researcher Patricia Williams, middle seat passengers are viewed with a combination of sympathy and confusion by other travelers. The psychological response is immediate. People wonder what circumstances led to that seating choice. Here's what catches most budget-conscious travelers. The social stigma of middle seats goes beyond physical discomfort to actual judgment about your planning skills and travel priorities. Fellow passengers assume you either booked too late, paid too little, or don't understand how airplane seating works. And the judgment affects how other passengers interact with you throughout the flight. This next case is unbelievable. A marketing manager who chose a middle seat to save $30 noticed that passengers on either side of her avoided eye contact, didn't offer to share armrests, and seemed generally less friendly than on previous flights where she'd had window or aisle seats. It was like I was being socially punished for my seat choice, she explained. People treated me differently based entirely on where I was sitting. Current passenger behavior analyst Michael Rodriguez reveals, middle seat passengers receive less courtesy from flight attendants and fellow travelers because the seat choice suggests either poor planning or financial constraints that affect how others perceive their travel status. But here's what's really troubling. The middle seat stigma can affect service quality and social interactions that make flights more pleasant. Former cabin crew supervisor Jennifer Kim explains, flight attendants unconsciously provide different service levels based on seat selection. Middle seat passengers often get rush service because crews assume they're budget travelers who don't expect premium attention. The middle seat choice signals financial constraints or poor planning to other passengers and crew members. If you must choose a middle seat for budget reasons, consider paying slightly more for window or aisle seats to avoid the social stigma that affects your entire flight experience. Most budget travelers don't realize that saving money on middle seats costs them social capital and service quality throughout their journey. Have you ever been judged for a seat you picked? Comment below. We might feature your story. Seat choice number 8. Seats near the bathroom. You chose seats close to the bathroom. Convenient for quick trips, no long walks through the cabin, perfect for travelers with medical needs or those who want easy restroom access. But that bathroom proximity choice is making other passengers question your judgment and travel experience. According to former airline operations manager Robert Hart, bathroom-adjacent seats are avoided by experienced travelers for obvious reasons: noise, odors, and constant foot traffic. Passengers who choose these seats signal that they don't understand the hidden costs of bathroom proximity. Here's what most convenience-focused travelers don't consider. Bathroom seats come with social assumptions about your travel sophistication and planning skills. Other passengers assume you didn't research seat maps, don't understand aircraft layouts, or made your choice based on incomplete information. And the bathroom proximity creates actual discomfort that experienced travelers know to avoid. This next detail will blow your mind. A flight attendant survey revealed that bathroom-adjacent passengers ask for seat changes during flights at rates 400% higher than passengers in other locations, confirming that the initial seat choice was based on misunderstanding aircraft dynamics. We get constant requests to move away from bathroom areas, explains current cabin crew member Sandra Martinez. It's clear that passengers don't understand what they're choosing when they select those seats. But here's what creates additional judgment. Bathroom seats often cost the same as better locations, making the choice seem particularly uninformed to travel veterans. Former seat selection consultant Angela Davis reveals, airlines price bathroom-adjacent seats identically to better options because they know only inexperienced travelers will choose them. It's basically a rookie test that everyone else on the plane can observe. The bathroom proximity choice signals travel inexperience and poor research to other passengers. Choose seats at least 3 rows away from bathrooms to avoid the noise, odors, and social judgment that comes with bathroom-adjacent seating. Most travelers focusing on convenience don't realize that bathroom proximity creates more problems than it solves and broadcasts their inexperience to the entire cabin. Seat choice number 7, emergency exit rows. Without understanding the responsibility, you chose an emergency exit row for the extra legroom. More space, ability to stretch out, premium seating for the same price as regular economy. Seems like you found a travel hack that gives you comfort without paying extra. But your exit row choice is being judged by passengers who know you probably don't understand what you signed up for. According to emergency response specialist Monica Garcia, exit row passengers often choose these seats for legroom without understanding the serious responsibilities involved. Other passengers notice when someone seems unprepared for emergency duties. Here's what most legroom-seeking travelers don't realize. Exit row seats come with legal obligations and physical requirements that many passengers can't or won't fulfill. Fellow travelers who understand aviation safety judge exit row passengers based on their apparent ability to handle emergency responsibilities. And the judgment is particularly harsh when passengers seem unsuited for emergency duties. This next case is unbelievable. A frequent flyer observed an elderly passenger in an exit row who was struggling with her carry-on and seemed physically unable to operate the emergency door. Multiple passengers commented that she obviously chose the seat for legroom without considering emergency responsibilities. The social judgment was so apparent that the passenger requested a seat change to avoid the uncomfortable stares and whispered comments from other travelers. Current safety training coordinator Kevin Lee reveals, details. Exit row passengers get scrutinized by fellow travelers who assess whether they seem capable of emergency assistance. Passengers who appear unsuitable for emergency duties face social pressure and judgment. But here's what creates the most judgment: exit row passengers who seem to prioritize personal comfort over safety responsibilities. Former aircraft safety analyst Rachel Martinez explains, other passengers judge exit row selections based on apparent motivation. Travelers who chose these seats purely for legroom without understanding safety obligations get negative social responses from safety-conscious passengers. The exit row choice without proper understanding signals selfishness and poor judgment to safety-aware travelers. Only choose exit row seats if you fully understand and can fulfill the emergency responsibilities. Don't select these seats purely for legroom benefits. Most comfort-seeking travelers don't realize that exit row choices carry social responsibilities that other passengers will judge them for. Don't say we didn't warn you. Seat choice number 6. Seats that block access for families. You selected seats that separate family members or block family seating arrangements. Available seats scattered throughout the cabin, maybe preventing families from sitting together or choosing locations that interfere with family travel logistics. That seating choice is earning you judgment from family travelers and sympathetic passengers throughout the cabin. According to family travel consultant Lisa Chen, passengers who choose seats that obviously interfere with family seating arrangements get judged as inconsiderate or socially unaware by other travelers who notice the family separation. Here's what catches most solo travelers: seat selections that block family arrangements are immediately obvious to other passengers and create negative social impressions. Families struggling to coordinate seating around your choices generate sympathy for them and judgment toward you for appearing to prioritize personal preferences over family needs. And the judgment extends beyond just the affected families to other passengers who observe the situation. This next detail will shock you. A solo business traveler chose an aisle seat that prevented a family with young children from sitting together. Other passengers openly commented about his apparent selfishness, and flight attendants clearly favored the family during service while treating him with noticeable coolness. It was obvious that everyone thought I was being selfish, he explained. The social atmosphere made the entire flight uncomfortable. Current passenger relations specialist David Rodriguez reveals seat choices that interfere with family arrangements create visible social dynamics that affect how other passengers and crew treat the person who caused the separation. But here's what's really troubling: the judgment often persists throughout the flight and affects service quality and social interactions. Former flight attendant Thomas Park explains, when passengers make seat choices that obviously impact families, crews tend to provide less attentive service because the choice suggests inconsiderate behavior that extends beyond seating. The family blocking seat choice signals inconsideration and social unawareness to other passengers. Consider family seating needs when selecting seats, and be willing to accommodate family arrangements when possible to avoid negative social judgment. Most solo travelers don't realize that their seat choices can create family conflicts that result in social judgment throughout their flight. Seat choice number 5. Premium economy when you don't need it. You upgraded to premium economy for slightly more space and amenities. Better seats, enhanced service, improved comfort for a moderate price increase. You think you're treating yourself to a reasonable upgrade. But that premium economy choice is being judged by both economy and business class passengers who question your spending priorities. According to airline pricing analyst Jennifer Martinez, premium economy passengers get judgment from both directions. Economy passengers think they're showing off, while business class passengers think they're trying too hard to appear wealthy. Here's what most upgrade-seeking travelers don't understand. Premium economy creates social positioning that can generate negative reactions from passengers in both directions. Economy passengers may view premium economy as unnecessary spending or showing off, while business class passengers may see it as trying to appear more affluent than you actually are. And the judgment affects social interactions and crew treatment throughout the flight. This next case is unbelievable. A consultant in premium economy noticed that economy passengers made snide comments about people with more money than sense, while business class passengers treated her with subtle condescension as someone trying to play in the big league. The premium economy choice created social isolation from both passenger groups instead of enhancing her travel experience. Current airline social dynamics researcher Patricia Kim reveals premium economy passengers often experience social judgment from both economy and business travelers because the seat choice suggests uncertain social positioning that other passengers find inauthentic. But here's what creates the most judgment: premium economy passengers who seem to be stretching financially to afford the upgrade. Former cabin crew member Michael Chen explains, when premium economy passengers seem uncomfortable with their upgrade or overly impressed by basic amenities, it signals financial stretching that generates judgment from passengers who are genuinely comfortable at that service level. The premium economy choice can signal uncertain social status to passengers in other cabin classes. Choose premium economy only if the amenities genuinely improve your travel experience, not to project a certain image or status level. Most occasional upgraders don't realize that premium economy can create social positioning issues with passengers in both economy and business class. Seat choice number 4. First available seat without research. You chose the first available seat without researching the aircraft layout. Quick booking, efficient selection, getting your reservation confirmed without spending time on seat maps and aircraft research. This is the seat choice that 70% of first-time flyers make thinking it's smart, but it actually signals to everyone on the plane that you don't know what you're doing. According to travel planning specialist Sandra Rodriguez, passengers who choose seats without research always end up in problematic locations that experienced travelers know to avoid. Their poor seat choice broadcasts their travel inexperience to everyone who understands aircraft layouts. Here's what most efficient bookers don't realize: random seat selection almost always results in locations with known problems that research would have revealed. Fellow passengers immediately recognize uninformed seat choices and make assumptions about your travel experience and planning skills. And the judgment extends beyond seat selection to assumptions about your overall travel competence. This next detail will blow your mind. A gate agent observed that passengers with obviously problematic seat assignments consistently needed more assistance with boarding procedures, baggage placement, and flight protocols, confirming that poor seat research correlates with general travel inexperience. When someone chooses a terrible seat, we know they probably need extra help with other aspects of flying too, explains current gate operations coordinator Angela Davis. But here's what creates lasting judgment. Problematic seats often require passenger assistance or crew intervention that draws attention to the poor initial choice. Former flight attendant Robert Martinez reveals passengers with bad seat selections often need to be moved, helped, or accommodated in ways that highlight their initial poor judgment to other passengers and crew. The uninformed seat choice signals travel inexperience and poor planning to everyone who understands aircraft seating. Always research aircraft layouts and seat reviews before making selections to avoid choices that broadcast your travel inexperience. Most efficient bookers don't realize that quick seat selection often results in problematic locations that experienced travelers know to avoid. Don't say we didn't warn you. Seat choice number 3. Bulkhead seats. Without understanding the trade-offs, you chose bulkhead seats for extra legroom and perceived privacy. No one in front of you, more space to stretch, walls that provide separation from other passengers. Seems like premium seating without premium prices. But that bulkhead choice is being judged by experienced travelers who know you probably don't understand the significant downsides. According to aircraft layout specialist Lisa Park, bulkhead seats are classic rookie choices because they seem appealing to inexperienced travelers who don't understand the trade-offs involved. Experienced passengers know these seats have major disadvantages. Here's what most space-seeking travelers don't realize. Bulkhead seats come with restrictions and limitations that often make them less comfortable than regular seats. No underseat storage, tray tables and armrests, potential crying babies and bassinets, and limited recline options create problems that research would have revealed. And the judgment comes from choosing seats that appear premium but are actually problematic. This next case is unbelievable. A business traveler chose bulkhead seats for extra legroom but spent the entire flight struggling with no underseat storage, a bassinet with a crying baby directly in front of him, and a tray table that made laptop work impossible. Other passengers noticed his obvious frustration and discomfort, making it clear that his premium seat choice was actually worse than regular economy seating. Current passenger experience analyst Kevin Rodriguez reveals, bulkhead passengers often show visible frustration during flights when they discover the limitations of their seat choice. Other passengers notice the discomfort and recognize the poor selection. But here's what creates additional judgment. Bulkhead seats often cost extra, making the poor choice seem particularly uninformed. Former seat selection consultant Monica Kim explains, when passengers pay extra for bulkhead seats without understanding the restrictions, it signals both travel inexperience and poor research skills to other travelers who know those seats aren't actually premium. The bulkhead choice without understanding limitations signals travel inexperience to passengers who know the real trade-offs. Research bulkhead seat restrictions before selecting them, and only choose these locations if the benefits outweigh the significant limitations. Most legroom-seeking travelers don't realize that bulkhead seats often create more problems than they solve, and signal inexperience to knowledgeable passengers. Seat choice number 2, back-to-back business class. Seats when flying solo. You chose business class seats that face backward or require interaction with the passenger behind you. Premium cabin, luxury service, enhanced comfort for long-haul flights. You're treating yourself to the best available travel experience. But that specific business class seat choice is being judged by frequent business class travelers who know you don't understand premium cabin dynamics. According to luxury travel consultant David Martinez, solo travelers who choose back-to-back or interactive business class configurations signal that they don't understand premium cabin social dynamics. Experienced business travelers know which seats provide actual privacy and which create uncomfortable situations. Here's what most occasional business class passengers don't realize. Not all business class seats are equal, and some configurations create social discomfort that defeats the purpose of premium travel. Backward-facing seats, seats that require stepping over other passengers, or configurations that limit privacy generate judgment from frequent premium travelers. And the judgment affects how you're treated by both crew and fellow premium passengers. This next detail will shock you. A first-time business class passenger chose a backward-facing seat and spent the flight feeling awkward about the configuration, making constant eye contact with the passenger facing him, and struggling with service logistics that experienced travelers know to avoid. His obvious discomfort with the premium experience signaled to crew and other passengers that he wasn't accustomed to business class travel. Current premium cabin specialist Patricia Chen reveals, business class passengers who seem uncomfortable with their seat choice or unfamiliar with premium cabin etiquette get different treatment from crews who adjust service levels based on apparent experience. But here's what creates the most judgment. Business class seats cost thousands of dollars, making poor selection seem particularly wasteful to experienced premium travelers. Former airline premium services manager Jennifer Rodriguez explains, when passengers spend business class money on problematic seat configurations, it suggests they don't understand luxury travel well enough to maximize their investment, which generates judgment from travelers who do. The problematic business class choice signals inexperience with premium travel to frequent luxury travelers. Research business class seat maps and reviews extensively before spending premium money on configurations you might not enjoy. Most occasional business class passengers don't realize that seat selection within premium cabins requires just as much research as economy seat choices. Seat choice number 1. Any seat that suggests you don't understand your own needs. You choose seats based on theoretical preferences rather than your actual travel patterns and needs. Window seats when you need bathroom access, aisle seats when you want to sleep, exit rows when you can't fulfill responsibilities, or any choice that obviously doesn't match your behavior during the flight. That mismatch between seat choice and actual needs is the ultimate signal to other passengers that you don't understand your own travel requirements. According to passenger behavior analyst Thomas Kim, the most judged seat selections are those where passengers obviously chose poorly for their own needs. When someone's discomfort or behavior makes it clear they selected the wrong seat type, other passengers notice the poor self-awareness. Here's what creates the most universal judgment. Passengers whose seat choices obviously don't match their actual travel behavior. Window seat passengers who get up constantly for bathroom breaks, aisle seat passengers who sleep against the window, or premium seat passengers who seem uncomfortable with their choice, all generate negative reactions from observant travelers. And the judgment comes from the apparent lack of self-knowledge that led to poor seat selection. This final case will blow your mind. A passenger chose a window seat for scenic views, but got up 8 times during a 4-hour flight, bothering fellow passengers, missing most of the scenery, and obviously regretting his choice throughout the journey. Every passenger in his row and many others noticed his constant movement and obvious discomfort with his selection. Current travel psychology researcher Sandra Park reveals, passengers who choose seats that obviously don't match their needs generate the most negative social reactions because the poor choice suggests fundamental lack of self-awareness about their travel preferences. The mismatch between seat choice and actual needs signals poor self-knowledge and planning to everyone who observes your flight behavior. Choose seats based on your actual travel patterns, physical needs, and behavioral preferences rather than theoretical ideals about what you think you want. The biggest seat selection judgment comes from choices that obviously don't match your real travel requirements and result in visible discomfort throughout the flight. The social psychology of seat selection. Here's what all of these judged seat choices reveal about airplane social dynamics. Your seat selection is the first piece of information other passengers have about your travel experience, planning skills, and social awareness. Fellow travelers, flight attendants, and airline staff make immediate assumptions about your competence, financial status, and travel sophistication based entirely on where you choose to sit. According to airline social dynamics researcher Michael Rodriguez, seat selection serves as a social signaling system where experienced travelers can immediately identify novices, budget travelers, and passengers who don't understand aircraft dynamics. And these judgments affect how you're treated throughout your entire flight experience. Current passenger relations specialist Lisa Chen reveals, crew members unconsciously adjust service levels based on seat selection because certain choices indicate passenger experience levels that correlate with service expectations and tip behaviors. The hidden costs of poor seat choices. Beyond social judgment, poor seat selections create real costs in comfort, service quality, and overall travel satisfaction. Passengers who choose poorly often need assistance, accommodations, or changes that create additional work for crew members and disruption for other travelers. According to former flight attendant coordinator Patricia Martinez, passengers with poor seat choices require more crew attention, generate more complaints, and create more disruptions than travelers who select appropriate seating for their needs. The social judgment is often a reflection of the real problems that uninformed seat choices create for everyone involved. Final warning: the most important thing to understand is that your seat choice is your first impression to everyone on the aircraft. Whether you're judged as experienced or novice, considerate or selfish, prepared or unprepared, depends largely on where you choose to sit and how well that choice matches your actual needs. Understanding airplane social dynamics and seating psychology can help you make choices that enhance rather than damage your travel experience. If you've experienced unexpectedly poor treatment or uncomfortable social situations during flights, your seat selection may have contributed to negative first impressions. Remember, every experienced traveler on that plane is evaluating your seat choice and making assumptions about your travel competence. Choose wisely. Choose thoughtfully. Choose like you understand what you're doing. Don't say we didn't warn you.